Hi everybody, welcome to the Three Stooges review. This time we'll be reviewing the 31st film that the Three Stooges made for Columbia Pictures, and it's called Healthy, Wealthy, and Dumb. It was written by Cyril Kramer, and it was directed by Del Lord. I think that this one is... they haven't come out of their slump as far as I'm concerned.
Yes, I would agree.
This is
really mediocre. There's no belly laughs.
Well, you know what? Let's just get to our scorecard. We scored this one identically.
Yes.
And part of the reason for that is because we just marked everything 2s all the way down. And I think the reason for that is that we didn't want to be too harsh, but we couldn't bring ourselves to give any high marks either.
I think the reason why is because if we hadn't been watching these for 38 years of our lives, we might have really laughed at this, right? I mean, because there's some funny stuff, like he does the cigar with the balloon.
Oh, that's true, yes.
You know,
there's some really funny
but we can't,
moments.
we find it hard to laugh hysterically at this stuff, whereas if I just saw this episode, I might be like, wow, the Stooges are fantastic.
Well, it is funny, like you say. I literally forgot that back in the day, I thought that Larry in the tub with the balloons was hilarious.
Yeah.
It catches you off guard.
Yeah.
It's very funny visually,
yeah.
And yet it's like at this point it's like I expect to see that in this film, and so yeah. I'm not laughing. So this is a big problem.
We're going through the motions when we watch the Stooges now.
Maybe this review process is a little unfair.
It doesn't matter. We're gonna do them anyway.
Well, still, that's why I think that's why we didn't give this one low marks.
Well, yeah. We want to be fair.
We wanted to be fair. So I think subconsciously we were being fair. But let's face it, this is not chock full of belly laughs and high hilarity.
Yeah.
And we both marked these exactly the same.
Yeah, so he can just...
So a 2 for slapstick comedy. Why? Well, there is a lot of slapstick comedy.
Yeah, there is.
But again, we keep saying the same thing. Of course there's a lot of slapstick comedy. It's Three Stooges. They practically invented the term slapstick comedy.
Yeah, this is entertaining Stooge stuff, but it's not belly laugh stuff, so I'm going to keep it a 2.
Yeah, and I gave it a 2 for dialogue.
Yeah.
And I think, again...
See, the problem is we're having trouble because this is probably really funny and we're having a rough time with it.
Well, the dialogue is definitely... I mean, the dialogue serves the plot.
Absolutely.
And the dialogue serves the scenes, and the dialogue is appropriate.
Yeah.
And some of it's witty and somewhat clever. Some of it's very clever. Some of it's very witty.
Right. Even the girl is funny when she says, those guys trying to double-cross us.
Yeah.
I mean that's pretty brilliant, right?
Again, it's pretty good, you know? I mean, you always got to remember, on this score card, a 1 means bad. A 2 doesn't mean bad.
No,
it just means it's not phenomenal, which is a 3. A 3 is out of the park.
Right. Okay,
Let's get to the next category, which is plot. And the plot gets a 2. And I guess I would give the plot a 3 because it's a perfectly good plot, except the end of this film is so uneventful. Well, it doesn't achieve anything.
There
is no end. They just stopped shooting.
What's the plot? The plot is that Curly wins money and they go trash a hotel and they don't have any money, actually.
There you go.
But I'm saying
really
there's a lot of stuff designed into this to make it funny.
Well, to
make it grow. And
there's subplots and stuff like that.
Because the whole glue thing's a story in its own. All this chaos about the glue, eating glue and all this, and then, oh, never mind that, turn on the radio. That's the stuff that I love about the Stooges.
Yeah.
I mean, I love when they, what happened to my hot dog? Never mind that.
Yeah, we got to get back to the plot.
Right.
Supporting cast gets a 2. Certainly the supporting cast is doing their job and doing it well, but nobody in the supporting cast is particularly funny, or even are they supposed to be particularly funny.
Yeah.
Except for the one girl who tries to make a joke about Moe's haircut, even though she was talking to Curly. I mean, I don't know why, why she mad at particularly at Moe when Curly was the guy she was dealing with specifically.
I caught that too. I was like, wait a minute.
Okay, so the Stooges themselves, twos all the way down. All of them do, you know, a perfectly good job. Curly is a little bit on the buffoony side for no real reason. You know, he barks a lot and stuff. I never really, you know, with Curly barking.
Okay, I know where you're going.
I don't know where that came from, but I know they've used it effectively in some films. And when they use it too much, you know, when he barks at everything, it gets very tired very fast.
Yeah,
him barking at everything.
I'm not a fan of that. So the last category that we have is pretty girls, and I like the girl in the middle chewing the gum. I don't know what the gum thing is, but I should give them...
I think it's just to make her look seedy or...
Sleazy or white trash or something like that. Yeah, and that's fine because she's so... in my opinion, she's so fine.
But you only gave it a 2.
Yeah, but I was gonna say I should give her just give her a 3, but I went 2s all the way down. You know,
wait a minute, I gave it a 2 for Pretty Girls as well, and for the same reason. Although I would have given her a 3 for her, but I don't think she's as hot as he does.
Oh,
so I think she's a 2.
I would have gave them a 3 if they did more. That's all. Like, you know, they just send the monkey in, and then they have one funny line where they, those guys trying to double cross us.
The monkey is in this, and this is another thing. The monkey, the whole thing about the monkey, the fact that the monkey even exists in this film, in this plot, is like something straight out of left field.
They don't utilize it at all. They come in and say, "I hope the monkey isn't hurt," and then he runs away with the letter that says, "But that's why."
But that's why he's used. Yeah, he's actually used in some way. I'm not sure, you know how.
So maybe the monkey did get used for some. I mean, that's part of the plot device.
That's part of the plot. It drives the story.
Yeah.
Or it drives what there is of this story.
And you
know what?
But
my point is that the monkey, and where Curly thinks he's seeing things, and then Larry gets bitten by his pants, and the pants are alive, and all this stuff. This whole thing they don't really take it anywhere, except, like we said, to get the monkey brings the letter to the girls, so he is used effectively. This film washes over us as if we've seen it 100 times, because we have, and
maybe more.
And I wonder if we would have marked this one higher had we not seen it so many times.
Yeah.
But again, I think we marked it fairly, because I do think that it's one of the more entertaining Stooge films, but that doesn't mean that it's one of their best.
As I think I already said,
gotta understand.
It's entertaining, but it's not, you know, out of the park.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
that's because sometimes we feel, I don't know what the viewers think, but I think that sometimes, because we didn't give this one any 3s, that somehow means that we're marking this one low and that we're not entertained.
Again, 100 times, right? A 3 is everything's on a Grand Slam level, and this one, come on.
Yeah, this isn't a Grand Slam film, and if you think so, great, but we don't, and so that's the way it is.
Yeah, so you can comment.
So we've seen it too many times, and that's the point. It's like I'm thinking, you know, when you said, I think it's the one where they win the contest and go to the hotel, and I'm thinking, you know what, I'm not going to laugh, because I've seen that one too many times. But yet I have a subconscious memory that I like that one.
Yeah.
But I've seen it too many times. Take a film like Disorder in the Court. Although it's almost impossible to laugh at that one now after seeing it literally hundreds of times. Rewinding it and watching it over and over again.
It's the oldest one that I remember.
But it's still not hard to recognize that it's a very high-scoring film. Right. A lot of it is out of the park.
So taking it from the way we critique the Stooges, just we, you know, because everyone has their own personal thing with the Stooges. Curly has some buffoonery going on. Most slap happy a couple of times where he doesn't even need to be angry or slapping people.
Not only that, but a few times when he's actually doing some it's very contrived the way he's like they work too much out. Like, this isn't like them doing their thing. This is somehow it's almost like they're trying to figure out how to set this up for editing or something. We have to change the set. Yeah. So you've got to hit Larry out of the scene so that we can shoot Larry, fall down and stuff. And this is very technical, and you know, this is good thinking.
Sure it is.
But it doesn't seem like Moe is spontaneous and really like hitting. It just seems too coerced.
And I'm glad that you brought this up because I did need to. I was thinking this while I was watching it. The Stooges seem flat in this one. It really did. Like Moe's performance in particular is pretty flat. I gave him a 2. I think I was pretty fair because I could have gave him 1, but that would mean that he sucked. But he didn't suck in this at all. So I couldn't. You know, Moe's a little flat in this. I don't know. I'd like you guys to comment and tell me, like, because I'm interested in what you think. While I was watching it, I was like, how come Moe's boring me? You know, even with the slapstick that's going on, he's just a little flat. His hair looks absolutely ridiculous, by the way. I don't even
particularly.
I don't know if they did that on purpose or what. There's some elements I don't like when the Stooges or other characters in the Stooge films overact for dramatic effect or try to get a laugh. And it seems to me a little of that's going on in here. Maybe that's what's boring me. I just don't like that, you know. I mean, we could go on and on about little things that we don't like about the Stooges and stuff. We could pick out every little thing that I just love this part and I just love that part and I hate that part. And like when Moe's cutting the pancakes, he goes into that. He goes into the overacting routine, like cutting them like he's got to use a saw or something. I don't know. It's just I pick out these little things. That's all.
Well, it's all entertaining, but it's a little over edited.
Yes.
The whole scene is, now that I think about it, that's part of the problem. It kind of takes you out of the scene because the Stooges are not actually doing anything together. He's cut to a close up of Curly, cut to a close up of Moe, cut to Larry over there. It's like, oh, wait a minute. Like, now, see, that's where it's falling apart.
It got flat.
Yeah. Anyway, listen,
this
you know what?
Kind of long-winded, but that's okay because we just sort of want to justify why we went mediocre. And you might be sitting, geez, you guys are crazy. I fell off my seat laughing. I hope you did because I hope the Stooges are that funny for you. But this one, again, for us, it's mediocre Stooge entertainment. 16 for both of us. 16. We both give it a 16. But again, I will reiterate this in case I haven't said it enough. You would show this. This would be on the list of better Stooge films, but again, I think part of the problem is, yeah, this is a lot better than some of the last 3 that we reviewed anyway. Also, you know, again, it's like I say, there's a lot of funny stuff in this film. There's no doubt about it. The difference between funny and brilliant is, you know, there's a difference. Mm-hmm. So that wraps up the review for Healthy, Wealthy, and Dumb. Basically a classic Three Stooges premise, but not necessarily, in our opinion, a classic Three Stooges film. Yeah. I would say it's just a little flat. That's my like review of it. If someone says, well, what's wrong with it? It's flat. Next time we're going to be reviewing Violent is the Word for Curly. Okay, over and out, guys. We'll see you next review. Stop by for it.